What's going on, guys? It's Suk and I am back with a brand new video on Super Duper Tech. And in this video I'll be doing a speed test comparison between the Samsung Note 8 and the brand new iPhone 8 Plus. If you are interested in seeing a camera comparison between these two smartphones, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon next to it to be notified when I upload that video. But without any further ado, let's hit the titles. So before I start this speed test, I do want to break down the specs of both of these devices. Now, the iPhone 8 Plus was released on the 22nd of September 2017 and is running an A11 Bionic 6-core processor with 3GB of RAM, whereas the Samsung Note 8 was released on the 15th of September 2017 and comes with the Exynos 8895 octa-core processor, which has 4 of its cores clocked at 2.3 GHz and the other 4 at 1.7. This smartphone also features 6GB of RAM. So the first speed test I am going to be conducting is of course the boot up test to see which of these two smartphones boots up the fastest. Now, these smartphones should boot up at around the same time, as one has a 6-core processor with 3GB of RAM while the other has an 8-core processor with 6GB of RAM. Historically, iPhones have always fared well when it comes to these type of speed tests, and it's no different here, with the iPhone loading up first in 16 seconds versus the 21 seconds it takes for the Note 8 to boot up. So now on to the RAM application speed test. Of course, prior to starting this, I did ensure that all background applications were closed. And after starting the stopwatch on both of these smartphones and loading the settings and camera apps, you guys can already see that as soon as it gets into opening up the social media apps, how the Note 8 is starting to pull ahead. As the Note 8 gets into loading up another row of applications, starting off with Apple Music, then Netflix, YouTube, and then Lapsit Pro. Now, as both of these devices get onto loading up Lapsit Pro, I do think it is important to mention that they are going to be exporting the exact same 2-second 4K file that was shot at 30 frames per second. And just like that, the iPhone finishes the export with Lapsit Pro and is now on to opening up another row of applications, starting off with eBay, Amazon, Wikipedia, and then Uber. If you take a look at the Note 8, you will notice that it still has around 10 seconds remaining until it finishes that export with Lapsit Pro. Meanwhile, the iPhone 8 Plus is comfortably onto opening up its final row of gaming applications, starting off with Subway Surfers, Pokemon Go, Injustice 2, and Super Mario Run. So while the iPhone 8 Plus nears the finish line, you guys can see that the Note 8 is starting to catch up as it finishes loading up eBay, Amazon, Wikipedia, and is now starting to load up Uber. And just like that, the Note 8 starts loading up its final row of gaming applications just as the iPhone 8 Plus finishes loading up Injustice 2. So while the iPhone 8 Plus gets on to opening up and loading its final application of the first lap, it's clear to see that the iPhone 8 Plus will of course take the win, as it finishes its first lap with a time taken of 1 minute and 40 seconds. While the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 has still got to finish loading up Pokemon Go, Injustice 2, as well as Super Mario Run. Whereas if you take a look at the iPhone 8 Plus, you can see that it's done a good job at holding all these applications ready in its RAM. As the Note 8 finishes loading up Pokemon Go, you can see how the iPhone 8 Plus has done a good job at holding all the applications ready in its RAM. Meanwhile, the iPhone 8 Plus is now on to opening up its final few gaming applications. Now, this really does bring home the point of how well Apple optimizes its hardware and its software. And just like that, the iPhone 8 Plus finishes up with a total time of 2 minutes and 21 seconds, with the final lap taking 40 seconds to complete. Meanwhile, the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 is yet to finish up with its first lap, and just under a minute after the iPhone finished its first lap, the Note 8 finishes its first lap with a lap time of 2 minutes and 37 seconds. So I'm now going to start speeding up this footage, as of course we do know which of these smartphones has won the speed test. But this really does bring home how well Apple are at optimizing its software for the hardware that it uses. And if you ask me, I personally cannot wait to put the new iPhone 8 Plus up against the likes of the new Pixel XL 2. So if you are interested in seeing that video, then of course do hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when that video goes live. But anyway, the Note 8 finishes with a total time of 3 minutes and 27 seconds, with the final lap taking 50 seconds to complete. So there you guys have it. The winner of today's test is the new iPhone 8 Plus. If you do want to see a video in which I compare both of these smartphones to see which of them is faster at charging up from 0 to 100%, then be sure to leave a comment down below to let me know. And of course, if you have enjoyed this video, then be sure to leave it with a thumbs up rating, and if you are new around here, then be sure to subscribe. You can follow me on my social media to see which videos I am currently working on, and as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.